Market be a harsh creature. You guys smash the little crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more content. Kong's mystery packs are still up. The first round of them should have already been shipped today, actually. So just a little bit of a heads up. If you wanted to pick those up, you can do so. There's a chance for Forbidden Crown and some of the other good stuff within that set. Now, today's market, it is an interesting one. You know, we're kind of in like a super dead space, so I mean, like, the content's not exactly the greatest, but it's interesting just to see, you know, the little interesting things actually moving around. One of those is actually the goddess of the two sides for the Lost Art. There is no populated data for this thing, and lowest available is at $6 right now. So I was a little bit curious about this, because I guess this thing's been out for a little while, but nobody is like bothered to want to pick them up. I think you haven't only had one sale today, actually. Probably hasn't had enough time to process for this. But yeah, this is a Lost Art. It's typically something that I think Arcana Force was able to play as a searcher, because on normal or special it adds a monster from your deck to your hand that has a coin flip effect. A coin tossing effect. So definitely one of the better unique cards that we've gotten over the years here. Saint Azamina. So I want to point this out because I find this very interesting. First of all, why is the original secret rare down here? Why has this card broken $8? And then of course you scroll back up here to the QCR, and the QCR has been rambling about $28, which is not terrible, people. It's not that crazy, but the longer we keep an eye on this card, the more like perplexed I am. I guess it never got a reprint. It's one of the most important cards technically to the Azamina strategy, to be honest with you. And it also has the Minkanko damage reflection, Mubel effect, on a 4K body. So I mean, we've been pretty used to seeing the power that these sorts of cards actually get within the meta, but I don't know, this was just one of those, it still continues its terror. It's not like White Forest is doing anything competitively, but there's enough people sitting there on the boundary of that deck going, if we just get a list that slows things down, then Saint Azamina and the rest of the deck just becomes extremely broken. And I mean, I'll agree with that. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. I mean, if the meta does slow down to the point that Saint Azamina and the White Forest deck just goes super crazy, then so be it. Double-headed angler knuckler. Boy, you know, there's been a group of people that have been like jumping for joy that this card has actually hit the dollar threshold. I'm not surprised to see this card hit the dollar threshold, nor should you be, because in trains, this card is the body that comes back. It gives you the ability to bring back another body if need be. It's always just been get the pieces out of your hand so that you can kind of keep the train rolling. And no pun intended, actually. In terms of, you know, your data, ever since trains came out, I mean, you had one sale at $239 literally yesterday. In terms of, you know, these moving, I mean, it's not a very fast moving card. Like, that's the thing. Like, it's good for what it does, but we're not watching anything too crazy with this bad boy. Tri-Brigade Roar. Controlling monster and Tri-Brigade monster from your deck or extra deck to the graveyard, then target an effect monster on the field and apply the effect based on that type of card sent. So if you send a monster, targeted monster deck comes 0. If you send a spell, you negate that monster's effect till the end of this turn. Or if it's a trap, return that monster to the opponent's hand, which actually, hey, it's pretty good. But case in point down here, just kind of notice like the observable jump in this card over the last little bit of time. I do see, you know, it looks like it's not jumped up, but in terms of your little movement, your last sale on this was yesterday, with a good chunk of these kind of interchanging in between as the days go on. I will say Some of the Tri-Brigade stuff has been kind of fun to mess around with, especially a piece like this, but this would also facilitate me wanting to use this as a monster negate, would mean I would have to play other Tri-Brigade spells within the Tri-Brigade deck, and that's a no-no. Too many bricks, not good. Interestingly enough, so I actually just had somebody come through today and buy lefty and righty drivers. So I figured I'd toss this into the market watch. Because when when little things like that kind of go off, I'm like, oh, okay, let's go check into this. You know, how are lefty and righty actually doing? On special summon, you can make this card become level 3 until the end of this turn, and during the main phase, except the turn this card was sent to the graveyard, manage this card to add a righty driver from your deck to your hand. This is the machine non-tuner counterpart for these. In terms of, sales, surprisingly enough, this card's been moving quite a lot recently. And then, of course, with the counterpart righty driver, this is going to be the tuner monster. For the Synchro Summon, you could substitute this for any Synchron tuner. And then on normal, this would bring out the lefty driver from the hand deck or graveyard. This was also a really hilarious one-card Halki Fibrax combo back in the day that we had seen people actually working with. I do see somebody just bought 6 of these. Huh. This card's got a lot of sales recently. Holy crap. Maybe we're on to something here. Maybe my lefty and righty drivers getting picked up do mean something here. So, hey, for those of you that have been, I guess, wanting to discuss some interesting takeaways within the market, lefty and righty driver are going up, as you can see here in real time. Thanks for whoever bought these and told me about this. That's great. Dino Mondo. So this card is always going to be looked at, especially for the ultra rare from Mega Pack, because, sorry, the morning sinuses are a real pain in my butt. This is always going to be the thing that lets you, on special, target a card on the field and the ritual monster in your graveyard, shuffle both into the deck, and during your opponent's turn, you can tribute this, target a ritual in your graveyard, and either add it to your hand or special summon it. This card is actually incredibly good. The only caveat to this card has been, you have to dump a whole ritual monster into this thing. And as you probably have realized over time, ritual monsters take a great deal of commitment to make, but that's not stopping a Mitsurugi player from rolling this on in. To getting like a shuffle back, reloading a resource, and then, getting the ability to toggle this itself out into, probably one of the more common, big guys. This is $1.50, $2 card, basically $3 after shipping, which isn't bad for, your generic Link 2 BS. Kaiser Glider Golden Burst. I guess if you were wanting to play like Heretics or something in Genesis format, this is going to be something you're going to want, because it's quick effect, you can tribute a monster. So summon this card from your hand, which, by the way, that's a free special, so you're just going to be really, really, really getting some good value off of that. And then on normal or special, you can target one face of monster your opponent controls. Its attack becomes that monster's current attack until the end phase, which, honestly, it's just an interesting card. It's just a free extender for you to tribute over and keep things going. The Reinforcement of the Army, Secret Pharaoh's Rare from Mavens. There's always going to be some little stupid card that's going to gain momentum back here from Magnificent Mavens. It's the same thing that we see all the time. But these are $69 now. Once these are gone, you're back up at $79. So definitely, the more expensive the shinier cardboard, usually the crazier it gets. Gladiator Beast Sekidor, the double special summon the guys, but you have to make sure you can summon it out, and then, God, this card was always so crazy strong, but the commitment was worth it. These things are $13 now for near mint. That's crazy. And then, of course, the revolving switchyard for you train enjoyers out there. It appears that the OTS pack version of this has officially hit about the $3-ish mark. So, are we surprised about that? No, nor should you be, because it's right on schedule. I had to get it out. You guys have a little smile on your face, and you guys have a good rest of your day. All right, peace. Patrons, thank you. Ah!
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.